Chapter 30. The Grab. His temper, that what HVP traders always mention whenever they talked about their old boss, Joey Casano. Yes, they will also take note of his wide-ranging intelligence and the way he knew every VP, FP employee's name and the pleasure he took in handing out multi-million-dollar bonus each December, like Santa Claus. Recalls a former executive, but his temper tended to dominate conversation about him because that's what everyone in FB had to cope with every day. It was brutal and indiscriminate, terribly when unless he'd say an extruder. Sometimes he could seem uncontrollable. Casano would rage at traders who were making the company a fortune and traders who were on a losing streak. He would go out of his way to embarrass the executives in front of their peers and blood up over the most insequential things. Talking to him was like walking on heels, says another former FP executive. You were always worried about what would set him off. Once he got mad because a trader wore a v-neck sweater over a t-shirt from 2 desks over. He loudly berated the man and then sent him home to change into a colored shirt. A new here, speaking to Casano for the first time, told him that the firm was making 50 basis points on a certain $1 billion transactions. I said that was $5 million a year, recalls the trader. Casano erupted. How dare you do the math on me? He was a bully. It was his fatal flaw. Casano had taken over when Tom Sebbett retired in 2001. Thought he had been Savage top deputy. It was no sure thing that Casano would get the top job, but Hank Rebenker had taken a shine to Casano, a thought up from the street manager who cared about AIG to the exclusion of all else. Casano surely reminded Greenberger of himself. It also helped that Casano never forgot who was boss. Joy managed had beautifully sized a former college. Casano had learned the derivatives straight from the group Bob, having begun his FP career in the back office. In the late, when the London office was floundering, Savage moved him there to fix the situation. He did, making London his home and traveling to the Connecticut office on week a month. When AIG FP first began selling credit defaults, Swab Casano ran the business. He may have lacked a degree in high financing, but nobody could say he didn't know derivatives. He also cared deeply about the business. His former employees has treated as well whenever an excuse at the Citadel couldn't be done because of some deficiency with FP. Casano would respond with fury. He took the kid of thing personally, say a former trader in his ace. You were blaming his company for why you were ineffective. In his mind, FP had no deficits. Casano devolution to VP was also why his former college result that they would never ever do anything that they thought might damage it, which in retrospect was the most surprising thing about him. Joey Casano was positively risk over ever since Howard saw in departure in. Greenbacker had insisted that FP executives never had their compensation to protect against deals later going sure. Casano himself went much further in 2007. For instance, he was paid $38 million but pulled out only $1.25 million, giving the rest into his difference compensation pool. He had no incentive to take foolish risk. Whenever Davis set a new product, he took into it to Grevenker to get the seals blazing. He made strategies pull back from positions he thought were becoming too risk. The company took minimal risk, said one former trader. When deals were brought to him, Casano would pick them apart, looking for hidden risk. He would say, "Be careful out there, don't take back positions." Recalls the former trader, he wasn't a convoy. It was an extremely well-run business. This trader continues, but there was one blind spot.